Well, it's that time, y'all. Stocks on the rocks. What's happening, everybody? Give me an indication of the chat box that you can hear me. I got the chat box open. I'm watching. What's up, everybody? Small crowd today. Man. Everybody's out getting their stocks on the rocks. What's up, Thomasina? Hey, Carl. Thanks, Ian. Maybe we'll have some more people come in. But hey, intimate's cool, too. We'll have some cocktails, talk trading, all that fun stuff. So, my name is Corey Lame. I say that because most people who are in the room right now may know who I am, as you guys are TradersArmy members, and we hang out in our trading rooms every week. Almost actually every day, except for Saturdays. But for those of you who might be new to TradersArmy, I am one of the founding members. Let's see if I can say that right. Founding members, head mentors, coaches, content providers here at TradersArmy. And this session, Stocks on the Rocks, our open office hours and happy hour, is open to the public. So this is something that every other week, every other Thursday, we host as a way to just kind of meet new people, kind of let folks check out what we do here at TradersArmy a little bit, meet some of the other members who like to join. And as long as everyone can remain adults, I'll put it that way, we like it when folks share their microphone, ask questions. This is a purely Q&A, open office hours environment. If you are in a place where you're comfortable sharing and you feel comfortable sharing and turning your camera on, we don't shy away from that. We just ask that you remain adults. We've had issues in the past where we've had adults acting like children and, not being cool. And, as long as everybody remains cool, we'll just keep it wide open and we'll just kind of share and have some fun and talk trading. So you don't have to obviously turn your camera on or turn your microphone on. I am watching the chat box. Good to see you guys here. Don, awesome. Glad you can hear me. We've had some more people show up in the last couple minutes, so that's great. But what's up, Andrew? How you doing? I see you there. Nice to see you here. Appreciate you being here. So little background on Stocks on the Rocks and what it's all about, what it is and what it isn't. So at TradersArmy, we host 8 live trading sessions per week, focused on futures, stocks, options, some crypto. And as instructors and as kind of lead mentors for those sessions, we come prepared with trades to look at, trades we want to build and analyze together. But this session is a little different. We don't come planned with anything. Like, I have nothing pre-planned to talk about. This is purely a session where it's an open office hours Q&A environment. Have a cocktail. It's 5 o'clock where I am in Southern California, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. So it's cocktail time. It's happy hour time. So this is all about just kind of bantering and talking about what you guys want to talk about, sharing wins, sharing, things that may have not gone well in your recent trading days, sharing, questions you might have about really anything trading and investing related. And this session is designed to just be all about you, right? Whatever you guys want to talk about, let's talk about it. If you have questions, type them in the chat box and I'll answer, and we'll just banter back and forth there. If you'd rather turn on your microphone and just banter about it back and forth, turn on your microphone, let's talk about it. It's really a very casual environment. It's designed to last anywhere from 5 minutes, which we're up to that 5-minute mark right now, to 1 hour. And once somebody kind of gets the ball rolling, usually things start to come out and more folks will start to ask more questions, and we'll take up the whole hour. But if we run out of things to talk about, we'll end early, and I'll give you some time back. But it's really just a super casual environment. So we'll kick it off with Andrew just threw in the chat box, and I'll read off all the questions because we post this on YouTube. We post this on our website for members to go back and watch. But we post this on YouTube as well. So if you happen to miss one, just go on YouTube and check it out. Every other Thursday we do these. So recently downloaded Learning of and Using Thinkorswim. That's great, Andrew. Andrew, can I point out that as a free member, you don't even have to be a paying member of Traders Army, but there's lots of reasons to be a subscribing member to Traders Army. But if I can point out really quickly, you're trying to learn Thinkorswim. Well, I'm sure they have some great tutorials. I've been using Thinkorswim for 20 years. Well, actually 20 years and, what are we in, April? 4 months. 20 years and 4 months. Back then, Thinkorswim was a standalone brokerage firm. They eventually got bought out by TD Ameritrade, and eventually TD Ameritrade got bought out by Schwab. So I've been using Thinkorswim for a very long time. So ask away. If you have any questions, send in questions to our support at TradersArmy.com or text us questions. But if you haven't noticed, as a member of Traders Army, whether free or paid, the free stuff, if you go under our What Do We Do, you'll notice we have an on-demand. You guys can see my screen, right? Let me just double check what you're seeing here. Yeah, you're seeing it. So what we do, I'm not logged in. So if you were logged in as a member, you'd log in here. But what we do is come to your on-demand trading courses here. And what you'll notice is, as soon as that page loads, we have a whole bunch of content, actually trading content, right? So this stuff is all part of our pro membership or on-demand membership. And so, yeah, you're futures and options mostly. So are we, right? I personally specialize in options, but I've traded futures. It's just being on the West Coast. I live in Southern California, so being on the West Coast and having to be up at 4:45 in the morning is not my cup of tea. I did it for a few years and hated every second of it. But we do have a few of our instructors and mentors here who trade futures regularly, and we mentor on futures 4 sessions a week. Our live trading rooms are dedicated to futures. 3 sessions a week are dedicated to options, and 1 to options, but on a retirement standpoint, retirement account standpoint, and 1 to crypto. But if you scroll down, even as a free member, check this out, free member, you have platform tutorials. And what you'll notice is Thinkorswim eats up almost 100% of our platform tutorials. And so we got all kinds of Thinkorswim tutorials in here. And I think these are very powerful to watch, Andrew, because we built these tutorials, and 100% of these are all me. I recorded them. Oh, you're Doc 100? There you go. What's up, Andrew? I remember you. There you go. I remember you from OTA. It's been a little while, man. Yeah, we were in some trading rooms together, some XLTs back then. That was fun. But all these platform tutorials were built on the way that we trade, right? So I think when Schwab or TD Ameritrade, we'll call it Thinkorswim, whoever owns it, whenever they owned it, they were building tutorials just based upon just using the platform from a general standpoint. But the way that I built these tutorials, especially the order entry tutorials, which are all of these kind of right in here, most of these are all set up by the way that we trade, right? So entering and exiting, debit spreads, credit spreads, the way that we look to set up bracket orders to take profit, to hit stop losses, things like that. So I found that creating tutorials based upon the way that we trade were more valuable. So yeah, you have access to all of those. There's a few in here that are not, this one's TradeStation, because we had a few TradeStation, folks using TradeStation and some folks using TradeHawk, which is now called Tradier Pro, if you're a Tradier user. But yeah, some great platform tutorials here, even as a free member, right? But yeah, Schwab.com can certainly help as well. I mean, it's their platform now, so I would imagine they're going to have some great tutorials on the platform. But again, like I said, I built these because I built these as close as we can to how we teach and how we trade at Traders Army, so it would hopefully accelerate your ability to be able to use the platform in an effective way, not just, oh, that's what that button does. Great. Now, how do I apply that in my own trading? So these tutorials are all about how do I apply that button or that resource or that tool or this tab or this, the way that we trade, right? So a little bit of a difference here, but every resource you can find, I mean, YouTube has a ton of folks using Thinkorswim. So from a platform tutorial standpoint, there's no shortage of how to use it. I need to make it a goal to watch your tutorials. Thomasina, I got a bunch of them, man. And to be fair, like, go easy on yourself. We've got a lot. I mean, we got a ton. I mean, think about it. We've got 22 videos just on platform tutorials. We have over 50 hours of on-demand content, from just charting and psychology and some tactical reinforcements, which gets into a lot of different, charting principles and things like gap and go strategies, 6 candle rules, using Fibonacci's, secondary indicators, setting up performance comparison charts, tactical options, options plus, wealth essentials, tactical futures, crypto. I mean, we got a lot, right? So we got a lot. So go easy on yourself. Take your time. It's not going anywhere. But yeah, some great stuff in here. In addition to the 8 live trading sessions, per week that we host. Andrews asks if the mic is available. It's all yours, buddy. You just got to turn on your microphone. So your question is, are these available to non-members? So the strategic trader, tactical reinforcements, options, options plus, wealth essentials, tactical futures, crypto, those are all for either, if you look at our memberships here, I'm not logged in so you can see both, or all 3 memberships technically. Those are available at our Traders Army on demand level for $49 a month, or our pro membership at $149 a month. I will say, however, if you're considering a pro membership, let me just type in the chat box, Trader 60. If you were to sign up for the month to month, I'm just going to kind of simulate this here. Month to month, if you were to type in Trader 60, and again, I'm not logged in, so I can kind of walk you through this. And this is for everybody as well. So enter a discount code, Trader 60. You'll notice that the $149 a month, once applied. Oh, I need to update that. I'm glad I did this. I'll extend that out to December 2026. However, good to know. That's going to go out for another year. Actually, I might extend that out to December 2030. Just so I don't have to do it again. But that's going to take 60% off of your first month's membership, right? And then after that, if you decide to continue your membership, it'll be $149 a month. But it's good to know. Let me just make a note to fix the discount code there. But the free platform gets you your platform tutorials, email support, and then these open forums, right? Once you get into the on-demand, you get 100% of our on-demand content, which includes downloadable trading checklists, documents, all the stuff that accompanies the courses. The benefit of the pro membership is you get your 8 live trading sessions per week. And then some additional resources like our Options Deconstructed series, which is, as it sounds, we deconstruct options from the ground up. Our Wealth Essentials model portfolios, portfolio position trackers, and direct support from Chuck and myself. And Herman, who is also one of our other futures and crypto instructors. So, so those are kind of the membership levels, keeping it simple. Chuck, man, hopefully I was hoping he would join us tonight, but he's traveling. He's been driving for the past couple of hours. He's got a 4-hour drive. He lives in Texas, and so you could drive for 4 hours and obviously still be in Texas for another 2 days. So he's on the road today. Normally he joins us for these, but you got me tonight. But Andrew, it's nice to see you again. Welcome back, buddy. And if you have any questions about this, I know some of you guys are watching back on YouTube. You can always text us up here, top left-hand corner. We have our number here that takes you to our text message. So just let us know if you have any questions about anything regarding Traders Army or membership or questions about trades you're in or trades that we might have gotten in during our live trading rooms, just let me know. Always happy to help. So yeah, so the ones that are available to free members are the platform tutorials. Everything else is under the on-demand or pro membership. All right. Awful quiet tonight. So remember, this is about you guys asking questions, commenting. You have any trades you want to talk about? I'm happy to look at trades. Market's closed. At least the stock and options market is closed. But the futures market's open. Some of the overnight ETFs are open. You guys see Intel? Was it Intel? It popped up after hours. Thought it was Intel. Was it Intel? FX, Ian. What about FX? What do you want to talk about?
It's open. It's open.
Forex is open. Cryptocurrency is open. I just don't know anything about cryptocurrency. I trade cryptocurrency in the form of IBIT and ETHA. The Bitcoin futures are enormous margin requirements. No leverage at Thinkorswim. But yeah, FX is open. It's true. Forex is always open. Was it Intel that was trading after hours? They had earnings today. Yeah, look at this. They closed at $66.78. And now they're trading for $80 in the after hours. So they popped up quite a bit after hours on earnings.
I heard that the next 2 weeks are going to be a lot of bit of indices being paid out, so that might change all of our planning for this next 2 weeks. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
What do you mean indices being paid out? What do you mean?
Yeah, there's some news every day from now until I think the end of the month, where we're getting I think it's quarter earnings indexes, I think.
Oh
And
yeah.
how that would can you help us newies to how to take into consideration those things as we plan our
Yeah.
trades?
Got it. Yep, that makes perfect sense. So thank you for that question. So there are, so it is true that every publicly traded company has to release earnings once a quarter, right? They have to take a look at what's going on with their financials and they have to report that to investors, and that becomes public knowledge, right? Up until that point, no one really knows what's going on within the company. Are they making money, losing money? How are they spending? Are they are they expected to release an announcement that they made money last quarter and or they lose money last quarter? Did they come in line? And every company has an expectation of what they expect to make. They have projections, right? And so you'll see I'm using Thinkorswim charts, but you can also see it on on TradingView. Here's TradingView charts. Here's Intel. I just lost my, hold on one second, screen brush. I like my screen brush tool because I can draw on the screen. But you'll see these little E's right down here on TradingView charts. These are their earnings announcements. And the reason that these are really important to watch out for is if you are in a position, in a stock position or an options position on an individual stock, it's important to know when this announcement is coming out, because this announcement, until the company announces what they've made or lost or didn't make or didn't lose and their projections for next quarter, it's anybody's guess what that company, how the market's going to respond to that announcement. And so as swing traders, right, folks who are expected to be in trades for days to maybe weeks, we're not investing in the company. We're not investing in, what they do for a living, their fundamentals, the product they make. We're just trading price action. That's it. We're trading price action. And you'll notice here on Intel last earnings, they started the day, or they ended the day one day at 54.16. I'm just looking at the right around here because that's where they ended on what day was that? Thursday, January 22nd. And then the next day they opened up at 46.80. So they dropped 10 points overnight on this earnings announcement. And what's really kind of funny is, they estimated that they were going to make 8 cents per share and they reported 15 cents per share that they actually made. So they were estimating that they were going to make 8 cents per share, but they made 15 cents. Now, you tell me, I think Leo was the one who asked this question. If a company comes out and announces that they made 15 cents a share last quarter, but they were estimating 8 cents per share, what do you think should happen to the price of the stock the next day? Because they always announce this after hours or before the market has a chance to open. So this is always when no one can trade. But what would you expect to happen on that news? Hey, we estimated 8 cents, but we actually made 15. What would you think is going to happen the next day?
Should
Well,
go
it's kind
up.
of hard.
Yeah, it should
It's kind
go
of
up.
hard. Yeah, it
It,
should.
it
Yeah.
should go up. But guess what? It didn't. It dropped 10 points. And so earnings is such a weird period of time because what we think should happen, or even if we have some guesstimation of what should happen, and even if earnings come out positive, or you could see the stock gap down overnight, and these gaps are very painful. In the event that you were long this stock and you owned these shares at 54 and you bought shares of Intel, say at 50 in anticipation, and you got this big green candle, like, yeah, it looks like people are anticipating a good earnings announcement. I want to buy this before earnings. And then the stock drops 10 points overnight. You just lost $10 a share. It's a very uncertain and in my mind, I'm going to use the word dangerous place to be, is to hold as a swing trader, someone who's only going to be in trades for a couple days to weeks, to hold through their earnings announcement. So it's really important that you know when the earnings announcement is expected to come out so that you can manage risk, either hedge that risk or close that position before the earnings announcement so you don't get caught off guard by a gap in the wrong direction. Now, as an investor, somebody long term who's hanging on to trades or investments for years at a time, okay, I mean, the quarter over quarter earnings may not mean as much because you're in this, for years at a time, and it can still be harmful. It can still be, certainly devastating short term, but you're like, hey, listen, one day the stock gaps down 10 points, 20 points, whatever it is, but I've made so much money on this. I've been in this stock since 1989, and I've held through every earnings announcement since. It's not as big of a deal because you're pretty much married to the stock at this point, right? And if you think about being in a marriage, in a relationship, you're going to go through ups and downs, right? But if you're dating, and that's all we do as swing traders, is we're just kind of dating, and we're not planning on getting married to the stock. We're just kind of dating. So I'm not going to hang on through those volatile moments, which is the earnings announcement. And there is a window of time every quarter where a majority of stocks tend to cram all their earnings announcements into 1 3 to 4 week period of time. And congratulations, we are in that one period right now. And so I would check. So your charts. So I'm using TradingView charts right here. Let's pick a stock that has not released earnings yet, like Apple. Apple has not announced earnings yet. So what you can see here is down here, the E, right? That's earnings. And if you click on that E, you can see that they are estimated to earn $1.94 per share. And their revenue is estimated to be at almost $10 billion revenue for the last quarter. And the announcement, here's the important part, is April 30th. April 30th, 2026. So in the event that I'm in a trade on Apple, which I am not right now, but if I were, I would want to exit by April 30th in order to not take any potential gap risk. So it's very easy to see when they're happening. Now, if you're in Thinkorswim, they do the same thing. Let's pull up Apple. Apple has this icon down here, and if you just hover your cursor over it, you'll see April 30th. And this one states after the market closes. You see where it says 4:30:26 after the market closes? By hovering, you can see, do I have to get out during the day, April 30th? Because if it said before the market opens, I'm going to hover again. If this said April 30th before the market opens, you would need to get out April 29th in order to avoid holding on to earnings, holding through earnings. And so if you want to know, like, hey, when are stocks releasing their earnings, your trading platform will show you. A resource that I use a lot, not earrings.com, earnings whispers, not earrings whispers, earnings whispers. Earningswhispers.com. I'll actually put that in the chat box down here for those of you in the room with us. And you can look at their calendar. Just click calendar, right? And you can see that Friday, which is tomorrow, April 24th, only one company is releasing earnings after hours tomorrow. Before the open, however, which is kind of too late right now, if you're in Procter & Gamble, too late. There could be some earnings gaps in the morning. Charter Communications, too late. Could be some earnings gaps. Schlumberger, that's a big one. A lot of us trade that one. Flagstar, too late. Right? This is too late to get out of these right now, especially if you're in an option position, because options don't trade 24 hours a day. Now, if you just hit this black button, this little button right here, and this little black square here, you go forward, you'll see it changes the date to April 24th after the close. Hit it again, it jumps to Monday the 27th before the open. So if you're in Verizon, for instance, or Domino's Pizza, or HBT Financial, kind of using some of these here, then if Monday, April 27th, before the open, they're going to announce their earnings. If you didn't want to hold those stocks through earnings or positions through earnings, you'd have to get out tomorrow before the close. Right? So all of these events, these are big corporate events, which can have an impact on the individual stock. Now, most stocks don't have that big of an impact on the entire stock market. This was the kind of the leading question here. Most of these stocks do not have a big impact on the entire stock market. The stocks that have a big impact on the entire stock market, I'll show you here. If you go to Yahoo Finance, right, and you look at, you search for the S&P 500, which is SPY as a ticker symbol, and you look at their holdings right here. What you'll notice is the top 10 holdings of the S&P 500, top 10, NVIDIA, almost 8%, 7.5% of the S&P 500 is NVIDIA. Apple, 6.5%. Microsoft, almost 5%. Amazon, Google, Broadcom, Alphabet, and then Alphabet Inc. So these are B shares, A shares. Meta, Tesla, Berkshire. It is known that there are 500 stocks in the S&P 500. Wow. Now, by the way, 20 years ago, I couldn't have told you that. If you would have asked me how many stocks were in the S&P 500, I would have said, how am I supposed to know? I'm new at this, right? But it's in the title. However, 25 of 500, so 25 stocks of the total 500 make up 50% of the weight of the S&P 500, right? So 25 stocks make up 50% of the weight. So the top 25 stocks, and here's the top 10 right here, could NVIDIA or Apple or Microsoft or Amazon or Google or Broadcom or Meta or Tesla, if their earnings were really good or really bad, could that impact the entire market the next day? Yes or no? Could that impact the market? Because they have such a big weight in the market, they can. Absolutely. Right? Most stocks, however, outside of these 25 are not going to have a big impact. So as far as the stock market is concerned, earnings on any one particular stock has very little impact on the overall stock market. Unless you're one of those top 10 or top 25, really the top 10. Does that make sense, everybody? Where'd the chat box go, by the way? Oh, there it is. I see it. Andrew says, I stay away from earnings like the plague in options. Yeah, I mean, there are some option strategies that used to work, 20, 25 years ago when stocks were a lot cheaper and stocks were moving 20, 30% overnight on earnings. But nowadays, stocks aren't moving enough to really build out straddles and strangles and positions where you don't really care which way the market goes. You just care that it actually goes. But you need a enormous amount of volatility for those positions to pay off. And I mean, each stock announces earnings 4 times a year, right? So if you figure there's 252 trading days a year, there's 248 days out of the year you can trade it, and only 4 days you can't. I'd rather just stay away from it, right? Find something else to trade. But it does make times like these, like as a for instance, I'll show you my scan. So I scan for stocks that are over $10, that have at least 20,000 contracts open interest on their options, that have volume on average over the last 50 days that exceed 1 million shares a day worth of volume. So what I'm looking for is liquidity in the stocks and liquidity in the options. And normally, I was doing an experiment with this a little bit earlier. I say, hey, don't show me stocks that have earnings anytime in the next 10 days. And if I scan right now, this is going to give me 169 stocks to look at any given day. But if I remove this earnings requirement, like don't show me stocks, by the way, or if I take it out 20 days, 20 trading days is 4 weeks. That's a whole month. Don't show me stocks that have coming up in the next month. Watch how that goes from 160 down to 100, right? It just lopped my choice of stocks to look at within the next 1 month, almost in half. But if I remove that filter and I say show me anything that meets this criteria, never mind earnings, I get 250 stocks to look at, 257 to be exact, right? So, but I don't want to see all those, because see all these that have earnings over here, I'm not going to trade those anyway. So don't show me those, right? So I add the filter. It's a study filter. It's a corporate actions earnings filter. And I change that to does not have anytime in the next 10 bars. And that'll take 257 stocks, and it'll whittle it down to about 100, 109. Right? So 169, I'm sorry, not 109, 169. So I just say, just don't show me those, because I'm not going to trade them anyway. Leo, another question is, I heard that the SEC is changing the pattern day trading rule from 25,000 to 2,000. Would that change the options trading? So theoretically, yes. That has not happened yet. I think that's supposed to happen within the next maybe month and a half, where they're removing the pattern day trading rule for stocks, and 45 days, and I believe it's going to apply to options as well. I do have to dig a little bit deeper into that, so don't hold me to that, but if it applies to stocks, then it'll probably apply to options as well. But the old pattern day trading rule used to be, since the early 2000s, after the dot-com bubble, is you have to maintain at least $25,000 in your account at all times to make more than 3 trades in a 5-day window, in a 5 business day window of time. And if you made more than 3 trades, so if you're a day trader, you could get stopped out in the morning, you could get stopped out late morning, you could get stopped out in the afternoon, and that's 3 round trip trades in one day. You would not be able to trade anymore at all, ever, unless you got your account above $25,000 by depositing more money. If when you made those 3 trades in one day, or even 5 days for that matter, you wouldn't be able to enter into any new trades. You would only be able to exit existing trades. And so that's really limiting for folks who have obviously limited capital. You have less than 25,000 in your account, and you got to swing trade and hope you don't get stopped out of 3 trades in 1 week. That happened to me once on an account that I had $7,000 in, and I got stopped out of 3 trades in 1 week that I entered because the market just went the total opposite direction, and they flagged and halted trading on my account. And so I had to, the only way to get that account back above 25,000 back in the day was to deposit money And so it was an IRA. No, that one wasn't an IRA. So I didn't have 25 grand to deposit into the account. So I just couldn't trade that account anymore. So I had to move that money to another account and then start all over again. It's a pain in the butt. Now they reduced that to 2 grand. 2 grand gets you a margin account. It lets you trade options. And now, if that rule goes down to 2 grand within the next 40, at the next 45-day mark, then yeah, we can day trade until our heart desires, as long as we have at least 2 grand in the account. So I would suggest not starting with 2 grand, because if you start with 2 grand and your first trade is a loser, and let's say you lost $50 in your first trade, now you're below 2 grand. Now you don't meet that rule. So I would say, I would always say to students that said, hey, I want to day trade stocks. I'm not ready for futures yet. I'm not ready for options yet, anything like that. I'm not ready for leverage. But by the way, options applied to the pattern day trading rule as well. Futures and Forex do not. They never had a pattern day trading rule. You could trade those to your heart desire with a $5,000 account. You could make 100 trades a day and no one would care. It's only stocks and options. So futures as a leveraged instrument, which gives you, depending upon your broker, anywhere between 20 to 1 leverage, 10 to 1 leverage, up to 100 to 1 leverage or more, depending upon the broker. Stocks may not give you 4 to 1 leverage intraday, but you'll at least get 2 to 1 leverage intraday. But yeah, you don't get a lot of leverage with stocks, but you do get a little bit. You do get a little bit. But if you want real leverage, check out futures, check out Forex. You can get some decent leverage trading futures and Forex. And then you wouldn't have to worry. I mean, up until then, you wouldn't have to worry about the pattern day trading rule at all. And futures and Forex offer a better tax treatment than day trading stocks and stock options. A better tax treatment, 60-40. That's right, Leo. Yep, 60% long-term capital gains, 40% short-term income, regardless of how long you've held it. So from a day trading standpoint, we always encourage the use of futures and or Forex because you get better tax treatment, high liquidity, nearly 24 hours a day, 6 days a week trading almost. So it's a great vehicle for really active traders, both futures and Forex. Stocks are fine, but you just don't get any real leverage, maybe a little bit. But now that the pattern day trading rule is going away, I feel like give it enough time and we're going to have another .com bubble. I mean, when they loosen up on restrictions like that, I mean, that only came into play after the .com bubble. The pattern day trading rule, because everybody was quitting their jobs to day trade with the $10,000 account, and then they got margin called and had, tons of debt on the record, and these folks couldn't pay their debt except through credit cards. And at 18, 19, 20% interest rate on credit cards, people were getting upside down and claiming bankruptcy. It was a whole mess. So the SEC put in rules, says, oh, you want to day trade 25,000, trying to prevent things like that from happening. But now those restrictions are gone, so it opens up the door for a lot of gambling by folks who don't have the money to cover their debts. So it's good for a minute, but that could end just as bad as it did in 1999, right? Where the NASDAQ fell 92%. Did you guys know that? Look at this. Let's go back, max available weekly charts. This is 2000. Look at that. It doesn't look like much now, but from top to bottom, actually, is this the Qs? Oh, it's the Qs. Let me go to the NASDAQ. NDX. Whoop. Come on. NDX. Let's see, when is this? Oh, no. I'm sorry. That's the move. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong year. I was like, oh, that's not that big. This was 2020. This was 2024. This was 2007, 2008. Remember how bad 2007, 2008 was? from the top of the market to the bottom of the market was a 54% move in the Nasdaq. And wow, look how bad that is. But then you go back to before the pattern day trading rule was in place. And then you see this. This is the dot-com bubble. Top to bottom. 84% in the NDX, right? It's huge, right? So before that, we didn't have the pattern day trading rule. So, that could open up the doors for a pretty substantial decline in the event that people get over leveraged and overweight any one industry group or sector, and we create a bubble of biblical magnitude, right? All right, let's move that back. Let's get that back to where we are today. All-time highs today. Leo, what indicators do you all use for futures, and do you prefer S&P or NQ? Personally, I only use price action, and I don't trade futures. I trade stocks and options, but even when I was trading futures, I use price action and MACD. Right, so MACD is a momentum indicator, and so I use it to help identify areas where price may turn, stop dropping, turn and go higher, stop rising, turn and go lower, and I use this momentum indicator for a divergence. John, what's up? Below LAX? Where are you? But yeah, price action is king, right? Any other indicator is going to be lagging. Even MACD is lagging, but it has its leading qualities when it comes to the relationship between the 8 and 17 period exponential moving average. If the 8 period moving average starts to decelerate or accelerate, decelerate going into some resistance or supply, or decelerate coming into some support or demand, and you start to see the 8 start to shift direction, it takes the 17 period moving average a little longer to catch up, and that can, certainly give you an indication of divergence, where, I kind of see it actually a little bit right now in the NDX. Let's go over to NQ futures. Yeah, a little bit of a concern here. Let's go to the weekly. Let's go to the daily chart here. No, I take that back. There's no concern. But actually, one concern would be, do you see how prices were making equal highs here? But if you look straight down, you'll see here's a high, here's the same high, how they were diverging. Price was making equal highs, but momentum was making lower highs. It's not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. But it did anticipate a lack of momentum to the upside, which could easily shift into momentum to the downside. Right. So, but price action, candlesticks, that tells you everything you really need to know. You want some additional supporting indicators? I like MACD, personally. Volume confirmation, so I have volume down here as well. Big breakout moves on big volume is usually pretty sustainable, right? Big breakout moves on low volume, usually not that sustainable. Oh, you're in the break room at LAX. Nice. I'll be at LAX Wednesday, flying to Tampa. Have I seen the MACD 2? What's the difference between MACD and MACD 2? Do you know the difference? And where can I find MACD 2?
I saw it in TradingView. TradingView, I saw it there, and I scanned the YouTube universe to see, just to learn. And with the MACD 2, it's called MACD Impulse, I think, too. Let me go to mine and see Impulse MACD Lazy Bear. I think
that's it right there.
I think that's it. And what it does is changes the color pattern of because as you were mentioning earlier, the divergence is not sometimes that clear to be seen.
Hmm.
But here with the different colors, you can see the momentum, or a little bit of the momentum in the histogram.
Hmm. I haven't used this.
Yeah,
Yeah, and when I'm using MACD, it's I don't
just
look
cover.
for the colors as much. I look for how the swing highs and swing lows, like these were all getting higher than one another. You see that here? They were all trending higher but mildly, but these were all trending lower. Like that's I just use it for that to see how much upward momentum is either increasing or decreasing. And if upward momentum in an uptrend is decreasing, I'm getting less and less bullish on that particular stock.
Yeah.
It just helps me grade my bullishness. Am I neutral to mildly bullish or aggressively bullish or somewhere in between? MACD helps me with that. But yeah, I haven't checked out the MACD too. John says it's the sequel, like Spaceballs 2. I was really bummed when I heard they were coming out with a new Spaceballs. I heard it was gonna. My son told me it's gonna be called Spaceballs 3, the search for Spaceballs 2, and I would really love if that were the title. Spaceball, because there was never a Spaceballs 2. Spaceballs 3, the search for Spaceballs 2. But yeah, there's a new Spaceballs coming out, and Mel Brooks is in it, which is awesome, and he's directing it, which is great. Speaking of odds enhancers, with everything being news related, in our trading room this morning, I talked about something that I saw on the news, and I went and found it about a trader who just got sick and tired of trading candles, and this is his approach. Best place to trade is Strait of Hormuz. Charts just got confusing, so I came here myself. Now my entry depends on ships, not candles. Those of you who were in the trading room this morning know that I mentioned that, but I found it. Speaking of odds enhancers, and that's funny, right? All right, this is good. All right, what else you guys got? We got, what do we have? About 10, 12 more minutes. This has been great. Leo's been running the show with his questions. What do you guys got? Anything else?
Hey,
Or we'll just let
Corey.
Leo. Yo, what's up?
Corey,
Who's that? Andrew, what's up, buddy?
Andrew. Can you go back to that scan that you had? Is that a particular scan that you like that you showed earlier?
This one here?
Yeah, it's on. Yeah.
Yep.
I wrote it down and I want to
Do
take a
you
look at
do
it.
you use Thinkorswim, Andrew?
I am now. The
Oh,
last couple of months. Yeah.
all
I'm
right.
learning.
Well, check it out.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share this
Yes.
scan. Share it.
I tried that once before with some guy and it didn't work. I
Well,
couldn't get it.
that's because you didn't
I'll
try
try
with
again.
me. That's because
I
you
must
didn't
have
try
done
with
something.
me. Andrew, are you opposed to sharing your screen with me, with the group?
No, not at all, but I don't have
All
it
right.
up right now.
Oh, well, pull it up
But
and let's install it right now.
hang on.
I refuse to let this pass you by.
Yeah, it has to be on live. So
Yes,
I'm
live.
gonna.
It does have to be
Yeah.
on live. Good point, because the paper trading does not allow for study. For some dumb reason, the paper side does not allow for study
No,
filters.
no, because
The
I use the
live side
sim.
does. So
I
what I
use the
would
sim every
do,
day.
yeah. So my students who are still on paper money, I ask them. I say, hey, listen, build your platform out on the live side. Do all your scanning. Do all your analysis. Build your trades on the live side. But if you're still not ready to trade live and you're still trading paper money, then have a second instance of Thinkorswim open to where you can trade on the paper side, but you can analyze on the live side. And for Mac users, if you got a Mac user in your world, or you're a Mac user, the way that you want to install it is when you're asked to install Thinkorswim on a Mac, you're going to be asked, do you want to install it for all users or install it for a specific user? And the answer is you're going to want to do both. So you're going to actually install Thinkorswim twice. One you're going to install for all users, in which case it's going to drop into your applications folder, right? So you'll see Thinkorswim, there it is in my applications folder, right? That's one instance of Thinkorswim. But for a single user, you should also see, I don't know why it's not in here. You should also see.
Yeah, to go
They're
to
not dropping
applications, I believe. Go back to
Well-
users application.
There
All
it
the way
is. Yeah, but it's not there either. It used to be right in here. But anyhow, for Windows users, similar, except for Windows users, you know how you have your dock at the bottom and you'll have your Thinkorswim icon down here. If you load your main Thinkorswim from here, then go to your Start menu, and then go to Applications, and then load Thinkorswim again. What's going to happen is you're going to load up two instances of Thinkorswim on the same machine. So I've already got Thinkorswim open, but watch, if I click my icon down in the bottom of my dock, I'm on a Mac, you'll see it'll bring up another instance of Thinkorswim, and I can, if I want to, log into Paper Money, right? Log into Paper Money, and then you can have both open at the same time. So the live version will give you a lot more extensive use of screeners. So Andrew, you got your computer up? You got your Thinkorswim up? Did I spin
I
plates
do.
long enough?
I'm
All right,
waiting
good.
on you.
All right, so let's go ahead and share your screen. It's safe to
Got
share
it.
your screen, right?
Yes.
All right, good deal.
I hide it. I hid it. So
Yeah, you don't want any personal information up there. This is going to go on YouTube.
Nope.
Do you know how to share your screen on Zoom?
oh, you want me to share it? Okay.
Yeah, man, I want you to share it. Let's see it.
How do I do this? Hang on, I haven't done this in a while.
So at the bottom of your Zoom dashboard where you turn your audio and video on and off, you're going to have a share button down there.
Application windows and then share.
It's not applications. I'm talking about you're in Zoom, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, there we go. I see it coming.
I'm done. Okay, there you go.
I see it coming. There it is. All right, great. Perfect. Okay. So now the link that I just sent in the chat box, if you, the link I just sat in the chat box, if you click on
Yep.
it, you can't copy and paste it from here, but if you click on it, it's going to open it up in a browser window. There it is.
I see this.
Yep. Okay. So
Scan query. Yeah.
yep. So at the top in the URL bar, can you copy that whole toss.mx. In the very top? You see that in your? I just put an orange circle around it, very very top.
Oh, this here.
Yeah, you see the URL in your.
Uh huh. Under more or. Let me see.
Well, no, yeah, right there. Yeah, exactly, right there where
I
you're.
got it.
Yep. So then hit.
Yes.
You're on a PC, so hit Control C, which will copy that to your
Control C.
clipboard.
Control C. Got it.
Yep, got it. Now let's go back to Thinkorswim. It's a good lesson for everybody. They might be following along.
Okay.
And then in the top right-hand corner, hit the Setup button. Top right corner. I just circled it
Yeah.
right there. And let's
Yep.
choose Open Shared Item. Second item down.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then hit Control V on your keyboard, and that'll paste that code right into there. Hit Preview.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
This is great.
Import. Hit Import.
Done.
There you go. And then now you've got, so let's hit this middle hamburger menu right here. Save scan query. Call it whatever you want.
I'm gonna
Corey's amazing
Corey.
scan.
Corey, so I can remember. Coria. There you go. How's that?
There we go. Yeah, call it whatever you want. Okay, so now you can close this. You can X out of that little floating window there,
Right.
and then go to your scan
Yeah.
tab. And then you can go to that middle hamburger menu over here. That looks familiar. Load scan query, personal. Grab Corey scan.
Ah, there it is. Hot dog.
There she is, right there.
Scan, right?
There it is. Hit scan. You should have what, 169? Is that what I was coming up with a minute ago? There you go.
Yep,
Now,
there it is.
Now, here's what's going to make your time a little more efficient, right? Because
Sure.
you could scan and then you've got this whole list over here and it's like, wow, I got to look at those one at a time. So what you're going to want to do is, do you know how to set up a new watch list over here on the left?
I do.
Okay. So if you add a new watch list over there, there you go. And you just, looks like you've got everything linked to send number one. So you'll want to link that to send number one. Beautiful. And then if you click this little drop down menu, oh yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah, find it. You got it. Corey scan.
Sorry. Oh, there it is.
There it is. So what's going to happen now is this scanner is dynamic in a sense that
There it is.
every day, all day, as long as this criteria is met, then it's going to show up in that watch list, right? If any of let's say you got a stock that's trading for $10.20 in the morning, it's going to show up in this watch list. If it drops below $10, it's going to be deleted from the watch list. If it trades back above $10, it'll get added to the watch list. So this watch list is dynamic based upon the settings that you have here. So what's important is that if you leave these settings alone, then your watch list will just always update daily, right? And intraday.
Yes.
If you make a change to this, like let's say that your requirements are $20 to $1,000. If you change that to 20, you need to go to that middle hamburger menu and save that. Save it. And then it'll make that update, and then it'll update your watch list to the left. So anytime you make a fundamental... Sorry, go ahead.
How can we reduce the number of tickers?
Well, the thing that I would say would be, well, first of all, is this price range comfortable for you, particularly $10 to $1,000? Okay, good. So if you want to reduce it even further, I would say increase your volume on your shares to 2 million. Let's start there.
Got it.
And hit scan and see what that gives you.
Oops.
So we go from 169. Let's hit the scan button again. Well, let's hit the scan button down below before you save it.
Oh, okay.
Scan button. Yeah.
I got it. Thanks.
So we go from 169 down to 160. Okay, that didn't do much. Okay, so the next thing I would do is I would change open interest on your options to 30,000 contracts total open interest. And then just keep working those two numbers as like the main one. That should take you way down. There you go, 109. And if you're like, that's still too many, then
that's good. Yeah,
you might change that to 15 bars, which is going to be 3 weeks out. So don't show me stocks that, you know what I mean? So then if you like that scam, go to that middle hamburger menu in the top right, save scan query, and then just overwrite that scan. Say yes, it already exists. You want to overwrite it? Yes. And now the list on the left over here is going to update in a second. You'll see that that little slider bar change, and yeah, so now you've got 109 stocks in your watch list, and you're good to go. And now you don't have to come back to this scan window unless you want to change the parameters of your filters.
Okay.
So now what you can do is you can go over to your charts. If you do your charting in Thinkorswim, as I do, and just start at the letter AG, right, which is over here, and yeah, just start to look at your charts and just kind of go down the list and say, does anything look good?
Hot dog. Good job. Thank you, Corey.
There you go. Nice. See, told you we get it working.
We do. Thank you. Let me.
It's like I've done this before.
Yeah. I'll
I love it.
unshare this now.
All right, there we go. Yeah, awesome. And by the way, did anybody watching that have any questions? I know those of you who are here live may have some questions that I can answer, but certainly if you're watching back on YouTube on the recording, you can ask away in the comments, and I'll keep an eye on it and watch the comments for anything that might be, questions that you had about that. And if you want the link to that scan, just let me know, and I can post it in the comments as well. Right now, I feel like I'm just talking to future people who might be watching this video, so I can paste the link to that scan if you want. So this is great. I love it. This was a lot of fun, guys. Awesome. Well, that takes us to the top of the hour, and I will say I've never ended on time, so this is awesome. So I'll give you guys your evening. It's 9 o'clock on the East Coast, 6 o'clock my time. It's about dinner time, so love it, John. Enjoy LAX. The weather's fantastic outside, but you're in the break room right now, so sorry about that. But yeah, I'm gonna go finish my cocktail on the patio. It's nice. Watch the sun go down. But I will see you guys. Oh, you're headed home. That's great. I love it. Safe travels on the way home, buddy. So Stocks on the Rocks, we do this every couple of weeks. So 2 Thursdays from now, we'll do this again. Those of you who are members, I'll see you in the trading rooms. Well, Herman will see you in the trading room tomorrow morning for futures. I'll see you in the trading rooms on Monday. And we got a Sunday night trading room. I think Herman's doing that one. Chuck is doing some traveling. So Herman's going to be doing Sunday nights just this Sunday. And I'll update the discount code right now, as a matter of fact. I didn't want to bore you with going into the back end, but I will update that discount code. So Trader60 will work here in the next 5 minutes, maybe less. So thank you. I'm glad we figured that one out. I haven't given out that discount code in a while. So Trader70. Why not? Why not, right? So yeah,
what's Trader70?
It's not. It's nothing. Leo's trying to get a 70% discount versus 60%.
So what's Trader60 then?
60% discount off your first monthly membership of a pro membership.
Traders.com, right?
TradersArmy.com.
I'll be there. Thank you.
TradersArmy.com. And yeah, so check it out. TradersArmy.com. I'm going to update that promo code Trader60, which will get you 60% off. So it's normally $149 a month. It'll be, what is that, $59 for the first month. And then if you decide this isn't for me, let me know. Cancel it. Let me know, and we'll cancel it. No hard feelings. If you want to keep it, it'll renew at $149 a month. And we have discounted rates for annual memberships if you want to change it to that, all that fun stuff. But what time do we meet for futures? Normally it's, well, Chuck will do a Sunday evening, which is primarily going to be at, is it 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m.? I think it's 5 p.m. I don't do that one, but I think it's 5 p.m. Yeah, 5 p.m. on Sunday evenings to kind of prepare for the open, because futures open at 3 p.m. Pacific, so it's 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, they're generally held at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. From time to time, we will move it a little bit earlier, but for the most part, they're generally 9 a.m. Eastern for futures, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's see. So, yeah, I need to go to those coupons. So, yeah, well, it starts 30 minutes. Well, it's after the open. So the U.S. stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. That's when the bell rings. But futures can really start moving at, and that's 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. So that's when the stock market bell opens. However, we start our session 30 minutes before that for futures so that we can prepare for the open. Now, sometimes we'll hold sessions a little bit earlier. In which case we can get ready for some of the economic reports that come out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. And so when you're looking to trade some of the the reaction to the economic reports, those will happen a little bit earlier. So sorry, I'm bouncing around over here looking for where that coupon code is. So I'll fix that here in a minute. You guys don't need to watch me do that. But yeah, so Trader 60 will get you 60% off. And the calendar is on the website as well, right? So if you want to go to the calendar, I will share that with you super quick. Before we take off, portion of the screen. So if you go to what we do, more about calendar of events under about, you'll be able to see all the stuff that we do day in and day out for live trading sessions. So what is today's date? 23rd? Yeah, so tomorrow it's 8 a.m. Eastern, Sunday night, 2 trading rooms on Monday, 2 trading rooms on Tuesday, 2. Some of these are member driven. So like this Futures and FX Mastermind, the members will get in and do some trading, and sometimes the instructors will, us mentors will be in there, and sometimes we won't. But yeah, so we offer kind of an open community for you guys to use our Zoom rooms to trade with each other as well. So whole calendar of events here for you here at Traders Army. So all right, I'll get that coupon code updated, and I will see you guys either in the trading rooms this week, or I will see you in Stocks on the Rocks in a couple of weeks, as we do this every 2 weeks. So keep an eye out for it. I'll send you an email. Appreciate you guys being here. I know this is a investment of your time, and so I appreciate that investment, and hopefully you got a lot out of it. And we'll talk to you guys later. Be good, you guys. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. Bye, y'all.